We make the strings louder.
Try to get out, and then it didn't work either. And then I tried the, you know, they're like, yeah, just wrap a strap around it.
Yeah.
So I tried that, and that didn't work. I was like, oh.
That was a nice hole, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, you try digging clay normally.
Damn. That's a big ass hole.
20. Yeah, I know. I need to go. I'm gonna go wash it.
What's up, guys? So just got to the shop. It's early afternoon. Basically on the way over here I had to stop and pull David out of basically he got his truck stuck in. He has a semi-trailer that he has parts and stuff in, and he was driving by it to make sure that it didn't sink last night with all the rain, because it literally rained like all night last night. We got tons and tons of rain here in Colorado, which is really good because we needed it, because all like the forest fires and stuff like that have been going on. But the bad thing is in those areas where you did have the fires, there's like no vegetation anymore, so it just like was flooding there. My street last night looked like a freaking river. It was pretty crazy, and a lot of guys there's a lot of properties out here that like their basements and stuff flooded. Fortunately my house didn't, so that's pretty good. But man, there's a lot of water, you know, raining. So today we're gonna go ahead and kind of clean up a little bit of the stuff from basically the last minute, like throw the Supra together before streetcar takeover. As you can see, I just got boxes thrown everywhere, parts thrown everywhere, wiring harnesses everywhere, Supra glass. Dave he's been playing with the stupid Audi engine. Finally figured out the whole seal for that, got the head on it, and then he has to do, I think he has to install one valve spring today and then time it, and then he should be able to hopefully finish that Audi up, getting it pretty close to being out of here today. Probably have to push that back in, but I'm gonna go ahead and I guess just clean up the mess, get the, you know, maybe get the drift car out of here, clear up a little bit more room, move the Mustang, do a bunch of things like that. I was almost tempted to kind of leave the Supra in the trailer and actually pull in the F350 and do the paint and body work on it. Basically just spend this next you know, the next like couple days and finish it up, so that way, you know, that'll be done and I could just kind of move forward with that thing. Still kind of waiting on a couple little things for the Supra, waiting on the ECU and the clutch, which the clutch finally got shipped out, so that should be here hopefully shortly. But yeah, I guess now we go into cleaning up all the BS mess. Alright guys, so yesterday I got the shop not even really cleaned up, but almost cleaned up, and so the plan is today I'm going to go ahead and try to install the hood with the hood dampener. This is one of those like little hood strut kits, but one of the issues is since this car had like the crazy engine bay where they welded up all the holes, something like that, they did the same thing right here for the fender. But before I go officially mounting or drilling a hole and doing a nut cert to mount that, I need to actually put the hood on it. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and polish some of this stuff. I borrowed one of the neighbors, or I borrowed Brandon's. This is a little polishing Milwaukee thing, which is pretty cool. Has a little polish thing and a sand. So I was trying to use like this little air one the other day, and it just seemed like you just kind of had to wrap it out, and I just felt like it was moving entirely too fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and start playing with polishing this stuff. So I did just a little bit of compounding on it just to get a little bit of the overspray that was kind of in it off of it. So you can see how nice and like rich and red that looks. Especially down there like on the frame rail. But if you come over here, you look at that one, it kind of looks like, it almost looks foggy. Would be, I guess, the best way to explain it. There's a couple little spots on here, like little dirt and stuff you could see down there that I'll probably nib out real quick, and bring the sandpaper bucket over here and kind of nib a couple things, and then I'll go ahead and compound and polish it too. This little thing is a trooper. It's definitely got a lot of power to be able to just like kind of polish through and grind through some of this stuff. Whereas that little, like the air-powered one, it was just, you really have to get the RPM up on it before it'll kind of, you know, hold itself, and you kind of don't want to be doing that because you don't really know how hot you're getting it. Whereas this has like a control where you could go real slow or go real fast, and so. So I helped Dave push this Audi in here. Hopefully this thing is at least gonna be sitting in there tonight. Yeah, Dave? Should be. I mean, I guess in the next 5 minutes it should be sitting in there, and then I guess figure it out from there. But so I got the engine bay, a little bit of things polished on it. The tubs look a lot better now. They're not all faded and stuff. Nibbed a couple of the little dirt things out of it, but yeah, they look really good. So now I guess the next thing I need to do is hook up these AC lines. So I already kind of did a little test fit to try to see how it would fit in there, and it seems like this thing's kind of in the way, but they're aluminum lines, so they kind of tend to bend around it. But I think I need to pull the intercooler off to at least get them mocked up, because it has this weird thing right here where it mounts, and I might end up having to actually just delete that off of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So didn't end up getting as far as I thought I was going to tonight. You know, goals were initially doing the hood and all that stuff, but kind of decided that I wanted to fully polish the hood before I put it on there, so I don't flick compound or anything if I do need to end up compounding some more stuff. So I'll probably polish that on the stand. I'm not sure exactly when. Kind of tired of, I don't know, I just want to start assembling this thing, and I feel like I should probably do like the final polish at the very end, you know, after I'm done touching stuff, and if I kind of scratch it or leaning over stuff. But you can see I got the AC compressor installed on here. I have the power steering pump, the crank pulley, the little tensioner, water pump bracket, and then the alternator. So a couple of the things like this this pump right here, cast iron, kind of ugly looking, a little bit of like rusty looking stuff on it, not terrible. Same thing with the alternator, just old aluminum. It's kind of hard to bring that stuff back, and so what I ended up using was this it's U-Paul. It's this wheel silver, and it goes on really nice. And as you can see, this is kind of a dingy water neck, or it was a dingy water neck that we tapped for the AN fittings or whatever, but went ahead and just sprayed it with that, cleaned it all up, you know, hit it with the torch, kind of get some of the moisture out of the metal, and did that. So typically they look like this, kind of dingy metal, and you can clean them up, but they just don't look the best. So I guess the AC thing, that leads me into the other issue. So one of the lines was able to bolt in right there, and this other line is completely different. So obviously this is a vvti engine, which comes out of an Aristo, and it was front sump and all that stuff. So they made this engine from like 98 to 2002 or whatever. And you know, the chassis, or you know, all these AC lines and stuff, they were out of the 94 twin turbo 6-speed car. So you can see I got the lines ran over here and hooked up to the firewall. They run down, there's a little bolt that, you know, bolts them to the chassis right there so it won't rub on anything. They go down on the bottom and over. Then there's some lines that come along the side right here, and they go up to the front and bolt to the condenser. And you can see then there's these two lines right here that go forward, and those bolt to the AC compressor. So like I said, one of them works, one of them doesn't. I guess we'll go over to the parts car real quick. Not parts car, rainy day car. So over here, looking at this one, you could see basically they both bolt on the side. So that's definitely going to be an issue, trying to figure out exactly, you know, I guess how to route those or whatever. The other thing I think I might run into is having a place to put the power steering, like the power steering reservoir. Obviously, since mine is a GTE, the intake manifold comes right here, so I can't use like a pump like this, and I need a feed, you know, that's essentially above the power steering to actually feed it. So I guess for the AC, I could rob this AC compressor. I'm not sure if this thing is charged or not, but you know, that's an option. Or the other option is there's this piece which came off of the vvti compressor, and you can see it actually goes down there, and it kind of goes where it needs to be. So if I could figure out a way to mate these lines, I think I might be able to, there's a local shop, they do a lot of like hydraulic hose and stuff like that. So I could probably take this stuff in there and you know, basically cut this line like right there on the end, cut this line like right here, you know, just a little bit straighter, and then I should be able to, you know, hook that up, and that would probably work. The power steering line seems like it's in a little bit different spot, like the high pressure, and then like I was saying, I need to figure out a way to get, you know, some sort of a power steering reservoir on here to where it feeds this. Maybe I'll end up getting, like cut this off and do like a little 90 line or something, and then maybe run like a power steering reservoir over here or something. I'm not 100% sure. I really don't want to clutter up the bay, especially with these nice pretty tubs in here, and you know, make it look all ratty or whatever. Maybe I could get like a little aluminum bottle or something that kind of goes right here. I don't know. So a lot of people at the Streetcar Takeover or the pictures or whatever that they've seen after, they're like, well, you know, like you definitely need to paint the coil cover, you need to paint the valve covers, like why is it so ugly? And I guess the answer to that is that has always been the plan. So I'm trying to decide whether I should do this black and the covers red, or like the valve covers red, because I'm going to do the whole intake manifold setup, like all this stuff black, and the fuel rail I have is black, and I feel like, you know, kind of the only way to really make these like stock intake manifolds look reasonably decent looking is basically painting them black, so that kind of hides a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, black, red, black, and then maybe do some like red stuff here in the center or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. I was also going to paint the front covers right here gloss black too. I think that would look really cool to kind of make it all blend together, so this whole strip was just kind of nice and black. And then, you know, you have the red valve covers kind of make it, you know, offsetting it a little bit, and then having the black. So yeah, that's I don't know, I guess that's it for tonight. Like I said, I really thought I was going to get a little bit more done, but at least we kind of got some things figured out as far as placement goes, and I definitely need to make sure that, well, actually I think the intercooler should be fine with those lines now. The only other thing is there's a power steering cooler that I need to add in between, which maybe, since this one has a little bit smaller one versus the twin turbo model, it looks like it basically has a bunch of lines that run across the front like that. So I don't know, still a couple things to figure out, but we're getting there. The BC coils in there, they just want to be driven. This whole car just wants to be driven. I don't know, I'm really excited for it, but I guess that's gonna be it. That's gonna be my ramble for the night, and I guess we'll continue on this thing tomorrow and see how far we get. I guess the other question that I might have before I go is if like an IS300 line will work, because you know, they have the vvti engine, and they might have a similar AC compressor on them. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Oh, the other thing, I got a tile blow-off valve for this guy too. So we got matching tile. Wastegate and blow-off valves are actually the genuine ones too. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys haven't yet liked the video, be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and you know, tell me to shut up, leave me a comment. You know, if you like what I'm doing, tell me you like what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.